a night to grill outside Miller Park or wherever you are. We welcome you to the broadcast. The Pirates and the Brewers here in Milwaukee. The first of a great three-game weekend set on tap here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. And a big comeback for Doug Davis, who has not pitched in the bigs since May 10th. Inflammation around the lining of his heart, a medical condition that prevented him from doing about anything. However, he has been able to make 3 minor league starts and is ready to get back in a Brewer uniform as the Brewers wearing those retros against the Pirates here tonight. Jerry Augustine, Craig Kashan back on board with you. Well, it's been 2 months between big league starts. What do you think you're going to see from Doug Davis tonight?
Well, the one thing I think Doug is going to do tonight, he's going to try to get in that strike zone early with the fastball on both sides of the plate. When he can do that, he can then use his cut fastball and his breaking ball in. When he gets ahead and uses the cut fastball and that stuff in counts, he can be pretty dangerous and go late in the game.
You see these numbers, Doug Davis wants to improve on those. This is his second stint with the Brewers, and it didn't start out the way he'd like. Maybe this time off might be just what the doctor ordered. And maybe this Pirate team could be what the doctor ordered tonight as well. The Brewers have destroyed this Pittsburgh team here at Miller Park since 2007. B.A. and Rock have those numbers when we come back.
Sports Wisconsin is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. By AT&T. Find out what's possible with the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by the new Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Taste greatness. We are back at Miller Park. The roof is open and a beautiful day for baseball. Corey Hart headed to the Home Run Derby. Last year's Home Run Derby champ, Prince Fielder, he's back in the lineup tonight once again. And Casey McGee, the Brewers trying to get things turned around here at Miller Park. Hi, everybody. Brian Anderson along with Bill Schroeder. Great to have you with us tonight. Let's just pretend like the last 5 days didn't happen, okay? The Brewers are in a dismal slump right now, Rock. They've lost 5 straight ball games and did not score much against the San Francisco Giants, but they have had a lot of success against the Pittsburgh Pirates since 07.
Man, it's something else. I mean, in watching just about every one of these games against the Pirates, a lot of times they were very good games, but for whatever reason, the Brewers have been able to find ways to win late in the ball game. Good pitching. There's been some extra inning games. Very rarely, except for this year in Pittsburgh, where there were a lot of blowouts. I mean, they were very competitive baseball games, but the Brewers were able to find their way on top.
Well, I think the Beatles said it best, but you say hello, we'll say goodbye to. Doug Davis is back. Jeff Jenkins is here as well, and we officially say goodbye to Jenks. Stay with us. Offers moments that later become memories. Each season is also filled with numerous hellos and regrettable goodbyes. Tonight at Miller Park, we'll do both as we welcome the return of a lefty to the mound and say goodbye to one of the best left-handed bats in Brewers history.
It was a great experience to play here for the Milwaukee Brewers for as long as I did. Obviously I want to thank Doug and Gord and Tyler, the whole organization for bringing me back and I guess honoring me for this day. For me, when I was going to retire, it was a no-brainer playing here for as long as I did. It was a no-brainer to come back with the Brewers, and hopefully they were hip to the idea. So this is a great day for me and my family to share with you guys and obviously with the fans.
Comments earlier today from Jeff Jenkins, and what an ovation he got as he was announced for the ceremonial first pitch. This was just moments ago here at Miller Park. Craig Counsell actually catching Jeff Jenkins made him scoot back to the rubber. You like that? So Jeff Jenkins returns to Milwaukee, and we're going to have him join us in the booth here later in this broadcast. And the other lefty comes back to the active roster. Doug Davis back on the mound, Rock, and he'll match up against the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight.
Yeah, it got to be an exciting day for Doug Davis. We talked about Jeff Jenkins, the emotions that were swirling with Jenkins, and same pretty much for Doug Davis. Hasn't pitched since May 10th on a big league mound, made 3 rehab starts. Last one on June 30th. That's 9 days ago.
Check that lineup John Russell posts today against Doug Davis. It is Andrew McCutchen leading off, and then Jose Tabata batting second. That's how he pronounces his name, seriously. Neil Walker batting third, then Garrett Jones, Pedro Alvarez, and Ryan Doman. Lastings Millage, Ronnie Cedeno, and Paul Mahalam rounded out. It is the Subway lineup for the Pirates. And there are the numbers for Doug Davis. Just 7 starts this year and 3 runs through the minor leagues to get prepared for this start here today. Here's how the Brewers line up defensively. Braun, Gomez, and Hart in the outfield. Braun's back in there after a day off yesterday. McGee, Escobar, Weeks, and Fielder. And a battery of George Kataris and Doug Davis. Blaine's Farm and Fleet defense. Jonathan Lucroy, scratched from tonight's lineup as an injured thumb. Not expected to be serious. And Jonathan said he could be right back in there tomorrow. First pitch is a strike called by Tim Timmons, and away we go. Well, what a great night for a ball game tonight here in Milwaukee. The roof is open. A little over 80 degrees here in Milwaukee. Didn't get the cool front we were expecting, but still it's very pleasant here now that the sun is set.
Yeah, the humidity's down quite a bit. Very comfortable down on the field for batting practice today. It'll stay like this the rest of the year.
They had a good crowd still filing in here, expecting a sellout crowd tomorrow here at the ballpark. 3 games left before the All-Star break. And it is going to be a welcome break for the Brewers to try to get things degoused, to use an old TV term, regenerated. They're hoping to get it started here against the Pirates, who just got swept by the Houston Astros. Roy Oswalt threw a 1-hit shutout against Pittsburgh yesterday. Weeks will make the play to first. McCutchen is out. 1 gone in the first inning.
Yeah, a lot of familiarity for Doug Davis against the Pirates. Of course, there's a lot of different players on this team. It seems like every time the Pirates and the Brewers hooked up, there's somebody new with the Pirates. 22 starts for Doug Davis in his career against Pittsburgh, an 8-6 record. He was 2-0 last year.
And a big part of the reason why Davis is pitching against the Pirates, originally as Davis was ready to come back, the Brewers were going to need to make a roster move, and Doug Davis was going to come back against the Giants. His last minor league start was on the 30th of June. But Davis said, go ahead, let's go ahead and push it back a little bit. He made that extra minor league start. The Brewers were a little unsettled on who they were going to replace on the roster or take off the roster to make room for Doug Davis. And you got to give him credit for understanding the big picture at the major league level and really going to the minor leagues for that 1 extra turn to allow things to work out. And well, you never wanted to lose Giovanni Gallardo. That was the move that allowed Davis back on the active roster.
Yeah, if there was any pitcher on the Brewers that you wanted to have out of the rotation to bring Davis back, Giovanni the last guy on the list. But Giovanni's still going to be shut down for a while with that oblique strain. That's a long time between appearances, though, on the mound in competition. He threw a couple of bullpens, and you wonder how good his command is going to be on his pitches. We will see and probably find out very early.
Well, the depth that the Brewers needed was given to them by Davis and his willingness to wait 1 extra minor league rehab start to come to the big leagues. Because if he comes up when he's ready to go, and he said he could have used an extra start anyway, but if he comes up when he's ready, the Brewers might have lost a pitcher. Then Gallardo gets hurt, and now the depth is questioned. Full count to Tabata. Fouls it away. He's a couple of new faces and new names in this Pirates lineup than the last time we saw him. Tabata is one of them. Neil Walker is hitting 3rd for the Pirates right now. And their young prospect, their first rounder from 2 years ago, Pedro Alvarez, is the 3rd baseman here in Pittsburgh these days.
Thanks to see that young man. They say he's pretty good defensively and with the bat.
Tabata draws a walk. No, not much going on for the Pirates yesterday. Roy Oswalt, his best game, not only of his season, maybe of his career. A 1-hit shutout yesterday against Pittsburgh.
Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates have struggled offensively all season long, at the bottom and near the bottom in just about every offensive category. And Roy Oswalt carved him up yesterday. 9 innings, 1 hit, 8 strikeouts. And on the top of his game, looking perhaps to see what team in a pennant race is looking to snatch him away from the Astros.
And he becomes the #1 option at this point after Cliff Lee was traded to the Texas Rangers today. Alvarez on the first pitch flies out to right. The out is called on the catch as the ball dropped on the transition to the throwing hand.
Yeah, Cliff Lee with the Texas Rangers, and the New York Yankees not too happy about it. It looked as though it was going to be the Yankees getting Lee. Then all of a sudden, it was the Texas Rangers in a 6-player deal.
Cliff Lee and Mark Lowe go to the Rangers from the Mariners, and talk is that Cliff Lee is starting tomorrow night for the Texas Rangers. He was supposed to start tonight in Seattle against the Yankees. Well, we saw Justin Smoke. He's the only big league ready bat that Jack Zduriencik acquired. He's a good one, though. And then those 3 minor leaguers and a couple of pitchers in there. And how's it feel to be a Cleveland sports fan right now? In 3 consecutive years, about this time of the summer in 3 consecutive years, you lose CC Sabathia, a Cy Young Award winner. You lose Cliff Lee, a Cy Young Award winner, in a trade from the Indians to the Phillies. And then I think one of their basketball players left free agency last night. One of the guys on their roster.
LeBron, the big move to the Miami Heat.
Yeah, LeBron James. King James. Self-titled.
You know, how many years ago was it that the Cleveland City lost an entire football team?
That's right.
Just moved away.
I'm not sure which one I was hoping to eliminate from the news cycle first, the Vuvuzelas or LeBron James pending free agency.
The what?
You know, the horns they've been blowing at the World Cup.
Yeah, okay.
The Vuvuzelas.
I thought that was a person you were talking about.
Oh, he's a good left-handed pitcher now in the minor leagues.
Where's he going?
He's got a nasty curveball. Gives hitters headaches. Two outs for Garrett Jones. Big power bat in his Pirates lineup. Now Jones just 10 home runs at this point, 51 RBIs. Not a bad year, but the numbers he put up last year. I think John Russell expecting, hoping for a lot more production from Garrett Jones in the middle of that batting order.
I may hate to say it, the Pirates are dead last in home runs in the National League because before the Giants came into town.
Hey, they got him picked off. Doug Davis lulls Tabata to sleep, and he guns him out at first. Inning is over. Weeks ready to lead off. Here's the lineup brought to you by Subway, turned in by Ken Maka. You got Weeks at Hart, Fielder. Braun batting cleanup once again tonight. It'll be followed by McGee and Gomez. And then it's Kataris Escobar and Doug Davis. And that lineup will face Paul Maholm.
Well, Paul Maholm, 3-6 career against the Brewers at .466 earned run average. You see his numbers overall. 18th start. Has not completed a start this year. Maholm has lost 3 of his last 4 decisions.
Maholm with 5 wins this year, and matching up once again with the Brewers. He is a familiar left-handed pitcher to most of these Milwaukee hitters. Yeah, Ricky Weeks takes a strike. Just about everybody in the lineup has faced Maholm before, and Ricky Weeks with 35 career at-bats against Paul Maholm. Weeks batting 207 for 35, but he has walked 6 times against this left-hander.
A lot of right-handed batters in that lineup for Ken Macha. Fielder and Kataris, the only lefties, not including Doug Davis. Prince has been in there against a number of left-handers so far on his homestand. This is the 4th tonight.
Well, Ricky Weeks working ahead in the count, 3-1. Walks have not been the issue for Milwaukee. They've been on base plenty and very patient approach at the plate. How about 9 walks in yesterday's game, just 3 runs, however. Here's another one to start the day, so Weeks is aboard. Scouting report tonight comes from hitting coach Dale Swaim on left-hander Paul Maholm.
Well, Maholm, you know, he keeps the ball down well. When he's going good, he keeps the ball down. He gets a lot of ground balls. You know, right around 90, 88 to 90. Not a lot of velocity, but pretty good command of his fastball. Throws his curveball as his second pitch to right-handers. Been throwing that quite a bit, using his changeup here and there. Mixes in some changeups as well with the curveball.
As you mentioned, he keeps the ball down. He's only given up 2 home runs in his last 11 starts. So if you're thinking home runs, think again. Maholm's done a nice job keeping the ball in the ballpark. He's only allowed 8 all year.
Hart has 19 home runs this year. That leads the club. And for a couple of weeks there, Hart was the National League leader in home runs hit. Still among league leaders, and Hart is headed to the Home Run Derby. Looking forward to that on Monday. The Home Run Derby champ last year, Fielder. Quick trip to the mound by Ryan Doman. After he has fallen behind 2-0. And here's the Powerball home run leaderboard right now. Corey Hart with 19. Then Fielder, Weeks. Weeks hit number 15 against the Giants a couple of days ago. McGee with 13, Braun with 11. Hart begins the day 3 home runs behind Joey Votto of the Reds. Votto leads the National League. He's also headed to the All-Star game. Final vote in. He has 22 home runs this year. Then Pujols and Dunn with 20. Mark Reynolds and Corey Hart with 19.
And the Brewers only hit 1 home run in that 4-game series against the Giants. 1. That was it.
Hitters count for Hart. Hart into deep right center. Back is McCutchen. That ball's hit, and it's gone. Corey Hart with home run number 20. 2-0 Milwaukee here in the first inning.
No, that didn't take long. Paul Maholm had only given up 2 homers in his last 11 starts. The Brewers with 1 home run in 4 games against the Giants. Here in the first inning, a high fastball didn't stay down, and Corey able to drive it to the opposite field. How about a home run count? Totals 20 for Corey Hart. Boy, what a pretty swing, taking that ball to the opposite field. High, majestic homer for Corey.
Well, so Hart with RBI 62 and 63. What a season it has been for Corey Hart. Comeback season in every regard. Last year a down year, and then the injuries, and then the appendicitis that virtually knocked him out for the remainder of the season. The fielder bangs one out to Jones, and Mahalat is there for him. That is the first out of the inning. Well, that home run rock puts Corey Hart in some pretty good company with Albert Pujols and Adam Dunn. He is now tied for second in the National League. Joey Votto at 22.
And it all started about mid-May for Corey Hart, and he hasn't stopped since. It's been fun to watch him. He's done a nice job in that number 2 spot. Ken Michael likes the power and the speed that Corey provides in the middle of that order.
Here's Braun. He got a break from the starting lineup yesterday.
Hey fans, tune into the State Farm Home Run Derby on Monday night. Each homer hit by Corey Hart will earn $1 savings off field, outfield, and Loge outfield tickets for games on Friday, July 23rd against the Nationals, and Friday, August 6th against the Astros. Tickets will go on sale on Tuesday, July 13th, beginning at 9 a.m. Visit Brewers.com for details.
That sold out in 15 minutes last year. Get him while you can.
Good deal.
Ryan Braun's been part of a home run derby in the past. Back in 08, the Brewers with 3 consecutive entrants into the home run derby. I remember Braun had his agent, Nez Balello, throwing batting practice or throwing home run derby practice. Now Braun strikes out. Second out of the inning.
Now the frustration continues for Ryan Braun. He's really been in a tough stretch lately. It's been about a week to 10 days where Ryan's not seeing the ball all that well and chasing pitches out of the zone. Looked like Mahalat got him on the breaking pitch down and in. Happens to the best of them, and I think the first time we've seen Ryan go into a stretch is this long in his career.
Not just his professional career. High school, college, pro here, minor leagues, big leagues.
Little league, T-ball.
Let's face it, the guy is so talented, he hasn't had to deal with much adversity. Not the kind of adversity that like a Bill Schroeder would have to endure.
Yeah, I was good at enduring that. I made a career of it. It was nice. Nobody can say I couldn't endure adversity.
You're still enduring adversity every night with me.
Oh, boy.
Now, Braun is 0 for his last 18 at the plate. Well, baseball is a game of routine, and when you have a routine, when you've been successful, you stick with your routine. I think that was the word of the day in the Brewers clubhouse today in their pregame preparations. Same as it ever was.
You just can't change what you're doing, whether you're winning or losing, but it's a very difficult thing to do. That mindset that you go into, you wake up in the morning, what is going through your head? And it's very tough to keep those negative thoughts away from you. You kind of lose focus on what it is that made you successful as a team. Everybody doing what they do, every pitch, every at bat, every ground ball. You tend to look more at the big picture, which is something you can't do. You can't come to the ballpark and say we've got to win today. Yeah, that's not the mindset that you take. But when you're losing, like the Brewers have, it's only natural to do that.
Little one hopper out to Jones. He makes a nice play, and he gets McGee for the out. But Corey Hart headed to the home run derby, and he has dialed up that home run stroke here tonight. Number 20 for Hart. 2-0 Brewers.
Pirates 2-0, top second. The Pirate offense really struggling. Since June 8th, they have hit no home runs with men on base. 27 straight games, just 10 solo homers, 235, the lowest batting average in baseball. They've been shut out 8 times. Guys, the Pirates are really enduring adversity.
Yeah, that's not an organization that wants to hear about the Brewers' woes right now. I can promise you that.
Well, we were saying the same thing about the Giants when they came into town. Not doing much offensively, but look what they did in that 4-game series.
Well, a couple of teams here in this series that are looking for answers. You know, the Pirates, they feel like they're in a rebuilding stage. They've got a lot of young players that they're leaning towards. It's a little different story for the Brewers. I mean, the Brewers are expected to win. They have 3 All-Stars, as a matter of fact. But the Pirates don't want to hear any of it.
No.
They just got shut out yesterday. They were swept by the Astros, although they took 2 out of 3 from the Phillies series before that. Garrett Jones was at the plate when Tabata was picked off, and a swing and a miss. It's 2-2, right back to the count where he was.
Good fastball up and in. You got to be careful throwing Jones inside. One of the few Pirates that scares you with the home run ball. You want to get it inside, you better get it in.
Got him. First strikeout for Doug Davis.
Well, you go up and in, then you go down and away, and Garrett Jones chased one out of the strike zone. Looked like a cut fastball. First strikeout of the night for Doug Davis. Hey, traveling this season, take the Brewers with you. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Brewers game live or on demand on your computer. Visit Brewers.com to order and to get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere.
I'm sure MLB TV is going to get some hits tomorrow with the supposed arrival of Cliff Lee. It's been talked about that he will start tomorrow for Texas. Here's the young prospect, Pedro Alvarez. First rounder in 08. He was the 2nd overall pick in 08. And Alvarez, he didn't sign in 08, Rocky. Had a long contract negotiation with the Pirates and didn't get into the Pirates system until the 09 season. But boy, did he put up some numbers in 09. Over 25 homers. He drove in nearly 100 runs.
Man, it might take him a while to get comfortable in the big leagues, learning the pitchers. Hitting under 200, a couple of home runs though, and 9 RBIs, 72 at bats.
Tim Beckham of the Rays was the 1st overall pick that year. Back in 08. Alvarez number 2. In that 08 draft, Buster Posey was 5th. The guy the Brewers are glad to get out of town. Posey had a huge series here. Alvarez draws a walk. Second walk issued by Doug Davis.
Yep, 1 year in the minor leagues with the Pirates, and here he is at the big league level. About a year and a half, maybe. Year and a couple of months.
Had good numbers down in AAA this year as well. He gets the chance at the big league level, so he is part of the rebuilding process for the Pirates.
23 years old, so not the typical 20-year-olds that we've seen coming up these days.
That year in 08, the Brewers had a 1st-round draft pick about middle of the pack. They drafted 16th that year, and that was the year Brett Lawrie was drafted. So Lawrie in AA now. Gives you an idea of the advancement of Alvarez. There's a shot to Escobar. Doumit is out. 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, Ryan Doumit has had some big games against the Brewers and hit that one right on the nose, but Escobar able to haul it in. You got to figure the Pirates thing, and what do we got to do to get base hits? One yesterday and a line drive right at Escobar for an out. Davis got that pitch up in the zone, that cut fastball.
Here's Lastings Millage. Last time we saw the Pirates, Millage was hitting at the top half of their order. As a matter of fact, he hit third in one game. Andrew McCutchen was hitting third a little bit. They like McCutchen in the leadoff spot, does John Russell. Millage probably back where he belongs, back in the bottom half of the order. 267 batting average for the year with a home run, 24 driven in. Easy play for Escobar. Good inning for Doug Davis. 2 scoreless in the book. We head to the home second.
Run home run. Brewers 2-0. Bottom of the second. Baseball's biggest stars go head to head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event as Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2010 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 13th, live from Anaheim at 7 o'clock, only on Fox.
Now the Pirates have one representative at the All-Star Game. That is Evan Meek. He'll be headed to Anaheim. The Brewers have 3 selections. Only 2 will participate in the game. Corey Hart and Ryan Braun. Braun is the starter. And you figure Hart to get some playing time there. And, of course, Giovanni Gallardo, he'll be fully eligible to participate in all the ancillary events at the All-Star Game. I wonder if Cliff Lee, well, if Lee, obviously, if he pitches for the Rangers tomorrow, he'll be in a Texas uniform. If you pitch on Sunday, you're not eligible. So that's the rule. That's why CC Sabathia is not pitching in the All-Star Game. Oh, Gomez gets drilled. So Gomez plunked in the ribs by Paul Mahalem. Normally a pitcher with very good command.
Boy, that one not even close. That started right at Gomez and plunked him pretty good. And stuck him right on the belt. Go on first base. He'll take it. Now the running game should be a part of the Brewers offense in this series. Well, Mahalem not bad holding runners, but Ryan Doman has had a world of problems throwing out base runners this year. 5 for 55. 9%. That's amazing. Not much success at all throwing out base runners. He can hit. Make no mistake, he can hit. But he's having a tough time throwing out base stealers.
Well, Gomez loves to run. For most of the year, he's been hitting second in the batting order, and that's not really a spot for running in the Brewers lineup. Not in front of Braun and Fielder. But where he is now, batting 6th. the reason he's in that 6 hole behind Casey McGee. It gives the Brewers a chance to regenerate the offense a little bit, put the running game in play. And because Gomez hits 6 and a base stealing threat, it's exactly why Ken Macha has George Kataris batting in the 7th spot.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult on the catch when you have a left-handed hitter up there. You can't see the guy take his lead, can't see him break. Makes it a little bit more difficult.
Ball and a strike on Kataris. Gomez takes off and a swing and a foul tip. Gomez will have to return. Well, this is a list you don't want to be on as a catcher. That's when you start pointing fingers and say, you know, these pitchers, they're just not holding anybody on.
Right.
Pitcher's fault.
Sometimes it is, but when you see numbers like that, I mean, you got to wonder, it's not just the pitcher.
Never take responsibility, Rock. Always blame the pitcher.
And I would certainly be the first to do that.
And on the flip side, here are the best throwing catchers in the National League. Interesting that Olivo of the Rockies is ahead of Molina, who has won that throwing percentage race the last couple of years. Just second for one and a double play. Base runner wiped out. And it's a 4-6-3 double play.
Well, that's why Gomez tried to steal the base and pitch before. But didn't go on back-to-back pitches and might have been able to stay out of that double play. And that and the fact that Mulholland throws a lot of ground balls. He very rarely allows you to elevate it. That's why that mistake to Hart was such an unusual thing for him.
Here comes Escobar trying to get it started with 2 outs with the pitcher on deck. Escobar earlier on this homestand given a couple of days off. Back in the starting lineup yesterday. Spent a lot of time with Willie Randolph during his days on the bench. Randolph still very high on Escobar. Has been from day one. He thinks he has the right kind of tools to be a star shortstop in this league, a Gold Glove caliber shortstop. But there's a lot of learning to do at that position. It's not just about fielding ground balls. As Escobar singles to right.
And one of the toughest things for any young player is maintaining that focus from the first pitch until the last for 162 games. That's what separates the good ones from the also-rans. The guys can keep that concentration. Guys that stay out there every day at that high level. Escobar is still trying to figure that one out. And a nice piece of hitting by Escobar on a pitch that was off the outside corner, dumping it into right field.
Now Doug Davis with 2 outs. Still looking for his first hit, that elusive hit for Doug Davis. Didn't hit down in single A on his rehab starts. I understand he was very upset about that too. Slow roller. Plenty of time here. Alvarez makes a throw for the out. 2-0 Brewers on a home run by Hart. And when we come back, we're going to visit with one of the great lefties in franchise history. Jeff Jenkins is with us. Sports Wisconsin is presented by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin, and by Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, your ticket to more.
That's a tough decision to make, you know. Everyone wants to keep playing. I still want to keep playing, but you know, at some point you have to just decide it's time to start a new chapter in your life, and pretty much when your phone doesn't ring anymore, that's pretty much time to start a new chapter. But I'm not going to play for the Heat. So you can cross that off your list, although I fit under the cap.
Brett Favre joining us here earlier today. No, Jeff Jenkins in the ballpark. Great to have you, Jeff.
Okay, thanks, man. Good to see you guys.
You broke out a little euchre humor on us. Nice going.
Yeah, you know, keep it funny. You know, have a little fun.
Staying sharp in your old age and your retirement, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, it was great. You know, they did such a tremendous job there with the press conference, and can't say enough how much it means to me to be back here.
Well, a lot of fans feel the same way. You got a great ovation. I mean, these are fans who have been anxious to give somebody an ovation here the last few days. It's been a little rough sledding here, but it was a nice welcome today as Cedeno drives one into the gap. And an extra base hit for Ronnie Cedeno. Now tell us what you're doing these days. I know you're living in Arizona. Give us kind of your daily grind. I saw a couple of reasons why you might be enjoying your retirement earlier today.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am enjoying, you know, golfing a little bit, doing some things, but it's been fun messing around with the kids and doing some stuff that I haven't got to do, you know, over the past few years, but it'll be exciting to kind of get back into doing something else. You know, you can't golf forever.
You know, we were looking at your numbers earlier today, and Craig mentioned on a pregame show, 16 of 17 you rank in the top 10 all time for the Brewers. He mentioned stolen bases weren't in there, but that's a pretty incredible feat. I mean, there have been some really tremendous baseball players, yourself included, you know, on those lists. That has to mean a lot to you.
It means a lot. I think I got screwed on the stolen bases, man. I just they never gave me the sign. But no, it does mean a lot. It means a lot to be in all those categories, and you know, over time you're obviously going to accumulate some stuff. But I think more than anything, you remember the relationships of the guys in that clubhouse, the training room, all that stuff. It's just it was a pleasure to be here for a decade.
Jeff Jenkins is joining us. A day he comes back, and the Brewers honor him. Cedeno off the bag too far, but he'll take third base.
And he suckered him. He got George Kottaras. And a nice veteran play by Ronnie Cedeno. And you have a team. That's what we're talking about, Jenks, right there, the stolen base. I mean, you would have been heads up on that.
Totally. I mean, they just got to give me that sign, man. I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's one of those where you really have to be careful throwing behind the runner, because a guy like Cedeno just take off the third. That's a heads-up play.
Big time heads-up play right there, because as a runner, you have to make that move right away, or else you're going to be out of third base.
Mahalam strikes out, so the first out of the inning.
Well, our car soup question from Brad in Kenosha, and they're going to ask you, Jeff, what was ultimately your favorite moment as a Milwaukee Brewer?
Well, I kind of said it a few times earlier today, and you know, really getting brought off that field was a big moment for me. That was a neat deal for me to share with the fans, and not a lot of guys get to do that. Mm-hmm. And so for a guy to be here for as long as I was and get that little call off the field was pretty special.
Yeah, you were here for some lean years. I mean, the both of us have been here for a long time, or we're here for a long time, but. You know, you were kind of the face and the spokesman for the organization when the team wasn't very good. That was kind of tough on you at times, wasn't it?
It was tough at times, but you know, as a player, you have to deal with the ups and downs of a season. And you know, obviously, I would love to be playing with these guys right now. Mm-hmm. Meat of the order would be great, but you know, it was some tough times, some good times, some bad times, and you got to deal with the media just like everything else.
Yeah, you follow the team. I mean, they're in a stretch right now. They're really having a tough time. What do you say to players as a leader when you have a team of young players pretty much going through this kind of a stretch?
Well, you gotta have fun in that clubhouse, because you know, if you're struggling on the field and you let that go into the clubhouse, it can become a cancer, and it can just, you know, go day to day to day, and then all of a sudden now you've lost 7, 10, 12 games or something in a row, and it really gets bad. So you got to get the focus back, and I think the way that you do that is to stay positive, keep working hard, and just keep working at your trade.
Visiting here with Jeff Jenkins, and throughout the first pitch earlier today, I noticed Counsell had you back up a little bit.
Yeah, that was great. That was awesome. I hadn't thrown a ball for a couple of months, and I tried to throw it about 54 feet, and Counsell gave me. He shooed me back.
You know what Robin Yount did to Jim Gantner? He spiked one right into the ground and drilled him. You should have done the same, but no, that's a pretty good toss. How'd those loose bodies work out in your shoulder?
Yeah, it felt great. It felt great. You know, it was just awesome sharing that moment with Counts. Just a class act. One of the best guys that I've ever played with, and a guy that the Brewers are very lucky to have a hometown guy on their team.
Well, it was great to have Jeff back in the press conference earlier today, and wanted to retire as a Brewer, and that's exactly what happened earlier today. And as we get Doug Davis back on the mound, we say goodbye to one of the great Brewers of all time and a fan favorite. We were talking earlier today about the All-Star team, the fact that the Brewers have 3 All-Stars. Now Ryan Braun in his 3rd consecutive start in the All-Star game. But, man, finding a Brewer to go to the All-Star game was always a challenge when you were here, you were talking about.
You know, I think they've done a tremendous job in the last 5 or 6 years of really getting the brand of the Brewers out there. And, you know, the more fans that started coming and the more votes came. And the Internet's a big deal. I think they did a good job getting those guys voted in.
Tabata in the right field. That's a base hit. And bobbled by Hart. McCutchen was on his way to 3rd anyway. So a single for Tabata. And it's 1st and 3rd with a run in. Some of the big moments, some highlights from Jeff Jenkins. A 2-strike approach there.
Yeah, my 2-strike approach was pretty much like that every pitch.
You were the forerunner of the big high leg kick. You were one of the first guys that the Brewers ever have. That worked pretty good for you.
Yeah, you know, it had its ups and downs. A lot of timing involved with that, but you know, it gave me a lot of good times too. So I think you look for something that's obviously going to give you confidence and make you go out there every day and play well. But definitely was days where I had some long nights because of no sleep.
Now, while you have great memories as a Brewer, you have a World Series ring as a Philly.
Right.
And you had a key hit in that World Series as well. At the time, it put the Phillies ahead, and you did it against a teammate. It was the big, the right-hander from Australia, Grant Balfour, who you delivered the hit off of. What was that moment like?
Teammates. I think we were teammates the year before. And you know, hard thrower, obviously, and coming off that bench cold after the couple-day delay.
Right.
Just obviously, I knew I was getting some heat, so I just tried to run into it.
You're not wearing your World Series ring today.
Yeah,
however.
you know, people ask me about that, and I just didn't want to bring it. I felt like this was a moment for me and the fans of Milwaukee and my family to share. And, you know, I don't know if that's a bitter moment or not for us beating them here, but I just didn't want to let that overshadow anything that happened here.
Guys ask you about that and that whole experience going through the playoffs, winning the World Series. I mean, guys like Prince and Bronny, I mean, that's what every player strives for. And you were there. Would you share anything with them?
Well, any player, coach that's been through the postseason, a long run, and winning a World Series, it is the most incredible thing. It's all about winning. Nobody's selfish, and everybody's out there playing for one thing. That's to win that ring.
So you're unlike Willie Randolph. He wears all 10 of his World Series rings pretty much at all times.
You can't even lift his hands over his head.
He has a whale of a time getting through security on the way to the airport.
Unbelievable. That's incredible.
Amazing.
So what's the next step for you? I know you're not going to be sitting around chasing the kids around forever. What do you want to do now? You want to stay in baseball somehow?
Well, we'll see. You know, I talked with Doug for a little bit and just let him know that I was available and open to, you know, helping out the organization, and felt like you know, the mutual feeling there was, yeah, we'd love to, you know, be able to do something. So I think later on we'll have some chats and find out something I can do to help out and just stay a part of the organization.
Anything you can do to get away from 115 degrees in Phoenix in the summer?
Ooh, man, just got to get on a plane, man. You got to go anywhere right now but Arizona.
Well, a full count here to Neil Walker. Runners at 1st and 3rd. Doug Davis, 2 scoreless innings to start it. And he's given up 3 hits in this inning. RBI single by McCutchen has the Pirates on the board. Davis looking for a ground ball here, and that one just missed. So Walker is aboard. It is bases loaded now for Pittsburgh with Garrett Jones coming up. And get into some baseball talk with you, Jeff, as a contemporary. And you see a guy like Doug Davis and able to continue his career as he has, and a former teammate with him. What do you see when you look at Doug Davis?
Yeah, you know, talked to Dougie earlier. He was very happy to get back on the field. You know, very frustrating, kind of what happened to him, going on the DL with what happened, and he was very happy to get back out there. it's tough with Yo going down for a little bit. Hopefully they can get him back quick, but definitely they needed to get Dougie back out there, get one of their main guys out there.
Davis, if you don't know the story on a swelling of the lining of the heart, it's a very unusual injury. You guys have been around baseball a long time. You remember anything like that?
No. I've seen just about every injury, and I'd never heard that before.
So they shut him down, and Davis back on the mound for the first time since mid-May.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how his stamina goes through this game.
Jones pops it up. That is a big pitch for Davis. Fielder wants it. Infield fly rule in effect. And the second out, and the Pirates base runners stay put.
You know, Jeff, every time we have a former big leaguer, particularly a guy that's had the success that you've had, we always talk about second time through. When a group of hitters has never seen a pitcher before, you get all the scouting reports and you get the video. How important is it to see a guy one time, and how does a hitter make that adjustment the second, third time through that he sees him?
Well, they always talk about experience being a huge factor, and it definitely, facing the guy, you can watch a guy on video all you want, but as soon as you face the guy, you get a feel for the pitches, the breaks, the arcs, the depth of the pitches.
Bouncer out to Weeks. Alvarez is out. Jeff, it's great to see you. Really enjoyed the ovation and seeing you in a Brewers uniform again, right where you belong. It's like signing day all over again.
It was awesome, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. That's Jeff Jenkins. Loaded one out. He retires Jones and Alvarez, the 4 and 5 hitters of the Pirates. Pirates do get one, but it's 2-1 Brewers. They still lead it as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Top of the order coming up in Ricky Weeks. It's good to have Jeff Jenkins, one of the all-time great guys, great Brewers, always thoughtful with his teammates, and you could just tell the love he got when he walked through the clubhouse. Those guys have a lot of respect for him still.
Man, he's a gamer, man. He's a baseball player's baseball player because he always played hurt, never made excuses. He was out there every single day.
Nice play, Alvarez. Look at this guy. He comes to town with some big-time credentials as a defensive third baseman to go along with his big bat, and he shows it off right there. Well, Corey Hart, he homered his last time up. And how about the run of games here for Corey Hart? Last 24, okay? 357 batting average, and he had that 20-game hit streak in that run as well. He's hitting all but one. One thing I remember about Jeff Jenkins, and I think as a broadcaster, not a former player like you, but a broadcaster, you certainly know your place with players, I guess. It's the best way to put it. Got to blend in with the seat. But Jeff Jenkins, my That was in Milwaukee. It was the first couple of weeks. It was his last year, 07. He tracked me down to the clubhouse after a game one time. Said, you know, you're doing a great job. When I get to hear you, everybody says so. I just want to welcome you to Milwaukee. It's a great place to live. You're going to love these fans. Now, here's a player coming up to a first-year announcer.
Yeah, he's always been a positive guy. I mean, his first year until he was, his days with Milwaukee ended, always had something nice to say about everybody. And was nice to the writers. Sometimes they were rough on Jenks and the team, and just the way he is. Glass half full type of player. And you like to have those kind of guys around.
Well, the sun is shining on Ronnie Cedeno. He's the only one. It's like something out of scripture right there.
Yeah.
Everybody else in the shade.
Spotlight,
the anointed one.
Yeah, spotlight was on him when he pulled the old sucker play on George Kataris out there, stole third base.
Hey, Ronnie, LeBron James called. He wants his spotlight back. All right, that's enough with LeBron. Sorry. 2-2. Oh, Hart is drilled. So the second Brewer drilled by Mahalan pitch, that time with a 2-2 count. And Hart is aboard.
Can't imagine why any one of them would be even close to being intentional. Certainly this slider hit him on the front leg. You don't see many pitches hit a guy on the front leg. A slider anyway, uses the back leg. But before tonight's game, Mahalan had only hit one batter in his first 17 starts.
2 here tonight, Gomez and Hart, and he's issued a walk as well. Fielder grounded out his last time up. Pulled one over to first base.
Yeah, been kind of a fun day at the ballpark. We talked to Jeff Jenkins, a former Brewer back. Cecil Cooper was on with us on Brewers Live pregame today. Had a nice chat with Cecil. He's in town visiting his daughter in Chicago. He's got something going on in Appleton on Sunday. It was good to have the former stars in town when you have a struggling ball club. Maybe give them some advice and pick up their spirits a bit.
Perspective.
Right. And maybe a little bit of the perspective was, hey, enjoy playing the game, because when it's over, it's awfully difficult. So don't hang your head and go at it 110% every day while you have that uniform on your back.
It's easy to get so locked into what is happening in that moment, the micro, but sometimes it's the macro, and you're very good about that too. You don't take credit for it, but I know a lot of guys talk with you about that. And you're right though about Jeff Jenkins. He was part of this organization through some very lean years as a player, having to absorb all of that commentary.
He was the go-to guy. I mean, the media went after him when the team was struggling. He never hit out, and you need guys in the clubhouse like that.
There's been one aspect that has impressed me about Casey McGehee over the last 3 days. McGehee has been the one, not that the rest of the Brewers haven't been at their lockers, but McGehee has been offering some comments that you actually like to hear from the players when they're going through a tough time. The things he said and making himself available. McGehee is a Jenkins type ball player. Full count, 1 out. Hard over at first. Swing and a miss. Fielder down on strikes.
Yeah, good slider from Paul Mahalan.
Well, this is what we're talking about here. Last night after the game, about as low as the clubhouse has been this year. Casey McGee's comments.
We got 3 more before the break, and try to leave it with a good taste in our mouth. Recharge batteries, and whether it be try to get back in the race or ruin some people's seasons, we got to come out and play.
Got to come out and play. And McGehee, as Braun bounces one to short. Good play by Cedeno, and he gets the out. at second base. Boy, Ronnie Cedeno, a nice play over there. Davis back on the mound for Milwaukee as we head to the fourth inning. Brewers Pirates. Brewers in their Retro Friday jerseys tonight. Makes sense that Jeff Jenkins would come back on a Retro Friday. Although he never wore these uniforms, except on Retro Friday. He's such a contemporary, he actually wore the retro jersey when it was retro. Dolman flies out for the first out of the inning. Hard Rock time now for the Cabin Woodstein's legendary performance. And we take you back to 0-2 right here at Miller Park, despite chance of let them play from a sellout crowd. Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig declares the 73rd All-Star Game a 7-7 tie after 11 innings. No player is selected to receive the first Ted Williams MVP award. Alfonso Soriano and Barry Bonds hit home runs in the contest. Ted Williams had just passed away 5 days before that. And that All-Star Game here in Milwaukee necessitated the changes in the All-Star rules that began with the All-Star Game counting for home field advantage in the World Series.
It was a real shame. It really was a shame. Both managers, Bob Brenly, Joe Torre, ran out of pitchers. Guys would come in for an inning. I remember a couple of pitchers, I believe, came in for maybe a batter or two just to get into the ball game. You know, guys that made the team, pitchers that made the team, weren't able to pitch. I mean, I love this rule where you have to be able to pitch in the game to be actually in uniform. That's a great rule.
Lastings Millage sends one deep to left field, and it is gone, and we are tied. Millage, his second home run of the year. All even at 2 apiece.
No data for Lastings Millage. Check out the pitch, a cut fastball that did not get inside. Millage able to get the sweet spot of the bat on it and drive it on out of here, second deck and left. He knew it as soon as he hit it.
All tied at 2. Millage, just his second home run of the year. 25 RBIs. Oh, and 2 on Cedeno. He takes a ball. You have all those rules in place now, and you know, however you feel about home field advantage, it has certainly sparked interest. The All-Star Game draws big ratings and the events around it. And The rule changes that came into play this year, I think, are really going to free up both managers. I mean, there's always that burden on a manager to play everybody. Even though you talk to a lot of all-star players, they say, yeah, really, it's not that big of a deal if I don't get in. But I think managers, I was talking to Cito Gaston about this over the weekend. He was an all-star manager twice back in the 90s. And he always felt burdened to get everybody in for their town, for the fans of their team. It's not necessarily for the players. Soft liner out to McGee. Also on this date, not just the All-Star Game of 2002, which brought about change, but also Bud Selig was voted in as Major League Baseball's commissioner. That was 12 years ago today. He served as the acting commissioner for 6 years and then became the official final commissioner. It was 12 years ago that announcement was made.
Yeah, he was acting commissioner longer than the previous 2 actual commissioners were commissioner. Does that make sense?
Bart Giamatti and Fay Vincent.
Did you get that? Because I'm still trying to figure out what you were talking about with the retro uniform with Jeff Jenkins. I was completely lost there.
Out to second base. Mahalam is out and the inning is over. But Doug Davis allows a home run to Milledge, and it's 2-2. Two, bottom 4, Crew in the community come out to Miller Park for Silveceros Day tomorrow. The Brewers and the Pirates will wear special uniforms as a tribute to Hispanic baseball players. For tickets, call 414-902-4000 or visit brewers.com. Always a fun night, guys. Silveceros night. That is a hot commodity, too, on the jerseys and the T-shirts and all the apparel as well. That'll be tomorrow. Tonight, it's Retro Friday here at the ballpark. 2-2 is the score. Almost went into the count before we even got started. Beautiful night for baseball here. Nice sunny day in Milwaukee as McGee rolls out. Rock our AT&T trivia tonight. Who was the first ever All-Star selection in Brewers franchise history? First ever. Franchise began in 1970 as the Milwaukee Brewers franchise. Now, the Seattle portion of that was 1969. One season in Seattle. By the way, Dave Bristol, if you're watching the broadcast tonight, we'd love to connect with you. We've had a hard time tracking him down. He lives in South Carolina now. So we're kind of hoping to put something together with Dave in Atlanta following the All-Star break.
Nice.
Got some great stuff from Jackie Moore, who was on Bristol's coaching staff. Jackie Moore is now the bench coach in Texas for Ron Washington. And
Davey doesn't have Dave Bristol's contact information.
Davey does. He's been trying to get a hold of him. So I'm a public plea here to deliver Dave Bristol to our Fox Sports Wisconsin cameras. Gomez chases one. 2 outs.
July 27th is singles night here at Miller Park, presented by OnMilwaukee.com. For $40, get a due-deck ticket. That includes a buffet and 2 drinks per person, plus the opportunity to mingle with area singles. Visit Brewers.com/singles.
I think Mike Vassallo should be the official spokesman of singles night.
Singles night up in the due-deck.
Yeah. Be a good seat for him. It's as far away as the press box as you could possibly be.
That way he can't run in here and criticize our work.
Exactly. Not that he's wrong. It's just the way he delivers it.
It's like a lightning bolt in here. That might be a good spot for his office out there in the due-deck.
That's good. Right on the end. Yeah, right there. Up there, the Adam Dunn, Russell Branyan territory. Gutierrez with 2 outs. Game tied at 2. George grounded into a double play his last time up. And a little half swing. He cuts through. 2-2. Jeff Jenkins has joined the radio team. See Kent Sommerfeld there in the back. We want to send our best to Kent and his family. A fire at his house yesterday, and boy, tough deal for Kent. Look at him; he's back at work here today. He actually was in a great spirit. You know, he said
something else.
Didn't lose, no injuries.
Everybody's fine.
Yep. Lost some personal memories though, and if you've ever been through a fire or water damage because of a fire, you know how tough that can be. So we send our best to Kent.
That neighbor called him during the game yesterday. Could you imagine getting that call?
Alvarez makes a play, and the inning is over. A 1-2-3 inning for Mahalem, his best of the night. Corey Hart, a 2-run shot. Pirates scored one in the 3rd inning, McCutchen, and then Lastings Milledge with a home run in the 4th. Club Dread, they call him, because of the dreadlocks, and they have both produced runs for the Pirates tonight. McCutchen leads off, and he bangs one into left field. That one's well hit. Braun watches this one go out of here. So McCutchen with his 8th home run of the season. And he and Milledge representing all 3 of the runs in this game.
Well, dead last in the National League in home runs, and already here in the 5th inning, 2 home runs off the bats of the Pirates. They take a 3-2 lead after the Brewers got out on top 2-0. Another fastball out over the plate up in the zone, and Andrew McCutchen.
Second season in the big leagues. 2 hits tonight for McCutchen, 2 RBIs. Escobar makes a play, throws, and it's not in time. Tabata just beat it out. That was a close play. And here comes Ken Maka. Bob Davidson, the first base umpire.
Well, a heck of a play by Escobar, not just getting to it, but from one knee, able to throw a strike with something on it over to Prince. Well, Tabata, who gets down the line pretty well, just barely able to beat it, according to Bob Davidson. Ken Mock and Prince Fielder didn't like the call, but it doesn't matter. Tremendous play by the young shortstop. Check out this throw.
Man,
too close to tell.
Even in the super slow-mo.
Yeah, Bob Davidson right on it. He was in good position and called it the way he saw it. Tough to argue with that call. We've already seen it 3 times. Twice in slow motion. And I'm not sure how you can argue the call.
Well, the umpires use their ears just as much as they use their eyes on a play like that. Walker pops it up to Weeks. So take a listen. You want to hear the glove pop and the foot hit the bag. And this is what Bob Davidson hears.
Umpire's looking at the base, listening for the glove.
It's tough.
Yeah, you can't see both things. You can't look at the bag and look at the baseball into the glove. So Bob Davidson did the best he could, and too close to really tell.
Yeah, good question for Bruce Fleming. What do you do? I'm sure umpires have their own philosophy. The individuals do, whether they look at the bag, listen for the pop of the glove, or vice versa.
We've had Bruce on an instructional talking about that play exactly. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to effort Bruce Fleming for tonight's instructional.
Well timed.
So you want me to ask him that? What we were going to talk about with Bruce was the balk call. That was a big call in yesterday's game.
Ooh. That's digging up some old bones.
What you're looking for, what your first base umpire is looking for things. Everybody can call. All 4 of the umpires can call a balk.
If you can work it in your schedule tonight, and if time permits, maybe you could do both.
One or the other, partner. We don't have that much time for the instructional.
Jones sends one a mile high. Now that is a big league pop-up. Second out of the inning. Good thing our roof was open. Who was the first ever All-Star selection in Brewers franchise history? And it was Tommy Harper, 1970, as a Milwaukee Brewer.
He was a heck of a player, Tommy Harper. Good combination of power and stolen base speed.
Pirates have the lead here in the 5th on a McCutchen home run. Runner goes. Alvarez fouls one away. By the way, I want to say hello to Corey Melvin today. He's one of the Brewers' young scouts. He's 24 today.
Getting a bit long in the tooth, isn't he?
Yeah. He's down in the Florida State League, scouting and apparently watching our game.
Happy birthday.
Or he watches it on tape. Happy birthday, Corey. 24 years of age today. You mentioned the players are getting younger and younger. You know, your vision of a scout is, you know, this old guy with a big floppy hat on and stains all over his belly. Kind of like you, actually.
Kind of like me. I was getting ready to get thrown into that mix. I saw you coming. I saw you looking. That's kind of insulting to scouts out there.
You are stain free tonight, my friend.
Especially when you have a scout in the family.
That's true. That's really who that was directed at. Spends most of his life sunburned and trying to figure out how to use a computer.
It's a tough life being a scout. A lot of travel.
That's what Bob Uecker said. They when Bud Selig wanted to make him a part of the organization, he thought he might, you know, make a decent scout, so he sent him out to be a scout. And he came back, and all his reports had gravy and mashed potatoes all over him, and couldn't read his report. So I said, you know, maybe you should go into the broadcast booth. The rest is history. It's a lot funnier when Uecker tells it.
Yeah. Everything is. We miss him around here. I understand Uecker was at the ballpark early in the week. Didn't come up to the press box, but there's Terry Lassian, one of the longtime Brewer scouts, has the radar gun every night.
T-bone. It's going to go to the wall. Extra base hit. Tabata is going to try to score. Got a chance here. Weeks throw to the plate, and it's a short hop. Tabata scores, and it is 4-2 Pittsburgh on an RBI double by Pedro Alvarez.
Now, even in the no doubles defense, Tabata able to score from first base. A hanging cut fastball rips it down the line. Corey Hart, even playing deep and right, not able to get there in time to eliminate the run. Now the relay to home plate might have been close had Qatar stayed home, but he had to play the baseball. It was going to be an in-between hop.
Well, remember, Tabata reaches on that infield hit, a bang-bang play. He scores on Alvarez double with 2 outs.
Well, 2 scoreless for Doug Davis to start the ball game, but since that time, the Pirates have been getting some pretty good swings. A good relay. Ricky Weeks tried to get it all the way on the air. Not in time.
4-2 Pirates. Here's Delman. Switch hitting catcher. Dolman hitting .264, has 7 home runs. 2 of those came in back-to-back games against the Brewers. And a game winner and a game tire in consecutive games at Miller Park last time through. That one's in the air to Hart. And this will get Davis out of the inning, but damage done. The Pirates score twice. Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. And by AirTran. Go, there's nothing stopping you. Well, there are plenty of aces on the mound tonight. Steven Strasburg giving up a run in 6 innings tonight against the Giants. Andres Torres got him for a leadoff home run. Tommy Hanson against the New York Mets tonight. The Braves have the lead. R.A. Dickey pitching against Hanson. And Adam Wainwright is on the mound. So, boy, Dickey has had an amazing year. A comeback of comebacks. Learned how to throw the knuckleball. He's a guy that is without the ligament in your elbow. You know, the ligament that you had repaired in your elbow?
Right.
He doesn't have one of those.
The one that keeps the elbow intact.
I think it's the ulnar.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Ligament.
Whatever the ligament is that made Tommy John more famous. Escobar sends one deep to left center. And he caught at the wall.
Yep, best bolt from Escobar. Just got under it a little bit to keep it in the ballpark. And tonight's time of the game winner is Won a Bowl in Green Bay. Won a Bowl. I like that. WAUN-A-bowl. In Green Bay, if they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they win 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Want a bowl? Got to go to Green Bay.
Very creative. Todd Coffey loosens because Joe Inglet pinch hits for Doug Davis. By the way, Wainwright is doing to the Astros what the Astros did to the Pirates. He has a shutout through 5 innings on just 3 hits. 2-0 Cardinals lead it. Ubaldo Jimenez pitched last night, his 15th win against St. Louis. 15 wins before the All-Star break.
Amazing, isn't it?
Shades of 1968. That was the real year of the pitcher. That's when Denny McLain won 30 in the American League. Bob Gibson had the lowest ERA.
That's when they lowered the mound. Lowered the mound next year, and offense started to rebound. 15-1.
Rockies are coming on. You've liked them from the start, haven't you?
Yeah, they can hit. They got some good pitching, too. They can run, good defense.
I think the Padres are vulnerable. Even though they've had a great year, they've already won 50 games. The Giants are coming on now. The Rockies are 9 games over 500. Colorado plays San Diego tonight. De La Rosa. Jorge De La Rosa, the former Brewer, returns to the Rockies tonight. Inglet takes a strike, and down he goes.
And I think Jim Tracy, one of the most underrated managers in baseball. Former manager of these Pittsburgh Pirates, Dodgers.
Manager of the year in the National League a season ago. But that's why you kind of like the Rockies where they are. You know, they're going to get Tulowitzki back probably in August. Houston Street is back. He's now closing games. He closed the game last night. De La Rosa's back. 16-game winner a year ago. So they've been kind of hanging in there without some of their big pieces. Elsewhere, the big news. Cliff Lee acquired by the Texas Rangers. A 6-player trade. It was 4 going from the Rangers to the Mariners. Texas picked up 2 more. Tough luck on Jake Peavy once again.
Yeah.
He detached lat while he was pitching.
Yep. Justin Morneau, questionable for the All-Star game. Concussion symptoms.
It was a collision that Morneau had with Elvis Andrus of the Rangers. Those can be dangerous. And Weeks is drilled. This time on an 0-2 pitch, the 3rd hit batter. The last 2 have been on 2-strike pitches from Mahalam.
Well, just trying to throw that slider down and in, trying to back foot it, holding on to it a little bit too long. Got Corey Hart in the front foot, front leg, and now getting Ricky Weeks. They don't hurt as much when you get hit with an 0-2 count. Got Ricky on the front foot, front leg.
National League leader in hit by pitches, Ricky Weeks. That's the 16th time he's been plunked. But he's on base after being down 0-2. And here's Corey Hart. Hart homered off Mahalam in the first.
It's amazing. Mahalam with 3 hit batters tonight, and 1 coming in his first 17 starts. How do you figure that? And there's no way he's trying to hit anybody.
Hart had a big swing and a little cue shot back to Mahalam. Side retired. Pirates lead 4-2. We head to the 6th inning in Milwaukee.
That fast?
Well, Pittsburgh not known for their home run power, but 2 tonight. And they lead it by 4-2 score as we head to the 6th inning. Jeff Jenkins. The sign still exists. Man, they dug that one out of the archives. Jenkins officially retiring as a Brewer here tonight throughout the first pitch. Had a chance to visit with him in the 3rd inning.
Always a tough day for any player, realizing that you're not going to be able to play anymore. I think Jenkins is in a position where he's ready for that, ready for retirement. And if I were a betting man, you're going to see Jenkins somewhere in baseball in some capacity.
Yeah, he said he was in discussions with Doug Melvin about possibly returning in some capacity with the Brewers. So stay tuned. Coffey is in for Davis. You saw his numbers there, and he'll match up against Lastings Milledge. Coffey is in need of some success on the mound. He has not been the same pitcher since he was injured.
Just doesn't have the sink on that fastball. Came into the game a couple of nights ago against the Giants and gave up a couple of runs. Just hasn't been able to get that ground ball.
Had a thumb injury while batting. Put him on the disabled list for 3 weeks. You can imagine how important your right thumb is to a pitcher, especially a sinker ball pitcher like Coffey, although his sinker is more of a power sinker. Consistently around 95, 96 miles an hour last year, and his velocity has been down a little bit since his return. He looks sharp right there. A couple of sliders from Todd Coffey.
Yeah, out of the strike zone. Milledge pulling his front shoulder and swing and a miss. Trying to pull that slider. Not a very good idea. Good location with 2 strikes for Coffey.
Justin from Janesville in our Ho Chunk Gaming text question tonight. What is the biggest obstacle when returning from an injury?
I guess that somewhat depends on the injury, right? I think shaking off the rust. If you've been on the disabled list for 15 days, you haven't done a lot of baseball activities, and it is very difficult to compete at this level without that every day, that routine. You know, throwing in the bullpen, getting normal activity. On the mound, if you're a hitter, not facing big league pitching for a while, that's the toughest thing. That's why you see guys, if they're on the disabled list, probably longer than their 15 days, maybe 2 weeks to, 3 weeks. You might see them going down on a rehab stint, get a couple of at-bats down in the minor leagues.
Nice play by Coffey. Hot shot back to the mound from Cedeno. Coffey takes care of Cedeno for the second out.
Just throwing that glove down, and sometimes the ball finds the glove. Good pick by Coffey, and he gets his out.
It had a little slap to it.
Yeah.
There's a little skin behind that noise.
And sometimes another obstacle that a player has to get over is that mental obstacle, and knowing that, okay, I was hurt at one point, but I'm feeling good now.
Right.
I can throw hard again, or I can run. I can really let it go. Sometimes it's tough to get over that part of it.
That might have had a lot to do with Doug Davis's 5 innings here tonight. He was certainly wanting to, it looked like in the dugout anyway, that he was wanting to return. But when you go through a minor league rehab situation for a pitcher, there's always the buildup at the major league level. Because let's face it, even though you're pitching in the minor leagues, you cannot duplicate the adrenaline that you feel when there's a third deck in a big league city, in a big league game. So Coffey begins a process to try to keep the Pirates at 4. See if the Brewers can put a comeback on the board tonight. Hit well to center field. Gomez is right there. 3 up, 3 down. The inning is over. And the big boys are coming up. Fielder will lead off, then Braun. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
Game reset brought to you by Cousins Subs. Corey Hart got the Brewers off and running in the first inning, a 2-run home run. His 20th of the year ties him for second in the National League. Lastings Millage on the board. Hit one a ton. A solo shot in the 4th, and Andrew McCutchen in the 5th. That was a leadoff home run. Alvarez with a 2-out double to score Tabata, and the Pittsburgh Pirates currently with a 4-2 lead.
Roof is open on a beautiful night for baseball in Milwaukee. And we'll see if the Brewers can make a comeback here tonight. Fielder ready to hit. He is 0 for 2 in this game. Paul Mahalem gave up that 2-run homer to Hart, but not much sense. He's hit 3 batters, but none of those hit batters have scored. He's given up just 2 hits.
And the Brewers have yet to have an at-bat with a man in scoring position tonight. A far cry from yesterday.
Lefty. Big cut by Fielder. Ball and 2 strikes. Well, Prince sitting on 18 home runs this year, 37 driven in. Certainly hoping for a big second half. Ryan Braun would be next.
That's basically what it comes down to for the Brewers, right? Prince and Ryan Braun. And Braun has been struggling now for about 2 weeks, two and a half weeks, and still has that average up over 280, but certainly not the hitter that he has been in his first 3+ years.
Fielder draws a walk. He's been doing that a great deal in this homestand. He's aboard with nobody out.
And then somebody's got to drive him in. Hey, with just $25, you can get 2 Terrace Reserve tickets to one of 5 select Brewers Fair Friday games and 2 Wisconsin State Fair adult admission gate tickets. Good any day during the fair's 11-day run. Offer ends July 31st. Visit Brewers.com for details.
So here's Braun representing the tying run with Fielder at first. Stays away from Braun. A little changeup. Ryan is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first. He grounded out in the 3rd inning, and it was a terrific play by Cedeno. Bit of a bad break. Braun with his speed. Cedeno would have no chance to throw him out at first, but there was a force out at second. Cedeno made the play in the hole. He got Corey Hart, and that's how the inning ended in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, sometimes even when you hit the ball hard and you're in a tough stretch, you don't get base hits. You got to keep your head up.
Joe Kerrigan having a chat with his catcher and his pitcher, and it looks like most of the conversation directed at his catcher.
Well, walking Prince Fielder, and he's down in the count 2-0 to Ryan Braun. The only other walk in the game, the first batter. That was Ricky Weeks in the 1st inning. Doing a nice job pounding the strike zone, getting ahead in the count. If you're Ryan Braun, you look for a pitch right where you want it and try and air this place out. That's one way to get out of a slump.
Just 2 hits tonight against Mahalem. And the 2-0 pitch, and Braun rips one through a base hit.
That's what he did. Now you see a lot of hitters go up there in a 2-0 count. They try and work the count a little bit. They'll take a strike, but when you're scuffling a little bit, nothing like a good 2-0 fastball to cure your ills. Right down the middle, and Ryan able to get the bat head out on it. Some good movement from Mahalem keeping that ball down. If that ball's up a couple inches, that might have been a home run.
Hit it hard. And Braun at first, puts Fielder to second. First runner in scoring position tonight for the Brewers. Braun snaps his 0 for 19 run at the plate with that base hit. McGee sends one to right. Long run for Millage. Still on the move, and he's got it for the out. Fielder's going to tag. Millage has a good arm. It's cut off, and Fielder is in there. It's an out, but it's a productive out, and the Brewers will take it Runners at first and third with one away.
Yeah, got a good arm, but not that good of an arm. I mean, everybody's going to be able to tag up on that ball. Now you get the ground ball. Hope it's not a double play. Get a run. Brewers need a big hit with a man in scoring position at some point in this homestand. They have been few and far between hits with men on base.
Gomez with runners at the corners. He was hit by a pitch in the second. Strike. Breaking ball. He dropped one in on the back door. Pitch count in good shape for Mahalam. That 23 pitch first inning. The only run scoring inning for Milwaukee. Hart had the 2-run homer. Gomez to the right side. Walker to second. Cedeno the turn. And a double play ends the inning. Even the fastest Brewer can't beat that one out. And a promising inning goes by the wayside. Still 4-2 Pirates. Sports Wisconsin is presented by the new Miller Lite Vortex bottle. Taste greatness. And by Toyota. Thank you for standing by us. For more information, visit buyatoyota.com. Miller Lite, what's on tap? The series continues tomorrow. Pirates in town tomorrow and Sunday. It's a matinee on Sunday. Notice the airtime tomorrow as well. It's 5:30. Fox Sports Wisconsin. Then the All-Star game Tuesday on Fox. Brewers return to action Thursday in Atlanta. Miller Lite, what's on tap? Todd Coffey back on the mound. 4-2 Pirates as we head to the 7th inning. Doug Davis started. He went 5 innings, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits. Coffey worked a scoreless 6th inning, and now he'll face the top of the order in the 7th. Bouncing ball to Weeks. In time for the out.
And a good positioning by the Brewers. That Ricky Weeks shaded way up the middle, and that's exactly where McCutchen hit it. Scouting reports don't lie. Nice job, Willie.
Way to go, Willie. Say hey, Willie. He's been logging some extra time here this week. It's one thing about Major League Baseball and all professional baseball. I'm not sure all fans realize this, but usually as things go worse, the more work there is. You know, when you're going good,
right,
kind of trims down a little bit. You get into your normal routine with batting practice.
On cruise control a little bit. Less is more when things are going well.
Pack it on ice, as we like to say.
Right.
Ken Maka said before the game today, he's always been told that hard work pays off, and he's waiting. He's waiting for that to come true.
And sometimes coaches take it even harder than players when things aren't going well. They're always thinking what they can do, how they can help. How can I get this guy going? Can I position my outfielders a little bit differently to cut off those doubles? Not a lot of smiles on those coaches' faces lately.
Tabata strikes out. 2 up, 2 down for Coffey, and that's his second punch out.
Well, good to see Todd Coffey throwing well again. Had some good velocity. That sinker going down and in, and Tabata right over the top of it. I like that name. I know I'm going to screw it up a couple of times this weekend, but that's expected of me.
You're doing very well. Might go to Tabata at one time, but he requested. You know, if you have the rights to anything, it's the pronunciation of your name.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how it's spelled.
And that's the way he wants to be known.
Right.
Tabata. For those of you who walk in front of the booth and yell up here, "Hey, Bill Schrader!" It's not gonna get you, Bill Schrader.
It does. I've given up.
That's true.
It doesn't matter anymore.
Bill Schrader, Gorman Thomas, whatever. Colin Ray.
That will not get a response. Calling me Gorman.
Aren't you that guy from the TV?
Although I consider that to be a compliment. Gorman, a handsome man.
Oh, yes. Saw Gorman today. Jim Gantner, Cecil Cooper, Gorman Thomas, all in the ballpark today.
Yeah.
I love the way the Brewers connect to the past with those guys. Well, Coffey, his most impressive outing since coming back from the disabled list. 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts. 2 scoreless for Coffey. He keeps the Pirates at 4. And here we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, the bottom of the order coming up.
Down 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Jerry and Craig getting set for Brewers Live post game. And these numbers, 21 of 23, that's what the Pirates lost coming into this game on the road. Of course, Brewers think they've got somebody to cure all the ills. It's still anyone's game.
It is, and you want to finish strong before the All-Star game. A lot of time left in this ball game. Brewers have to get something going.
All right, Jerry and I are getting set for the post-game show coming up. Also the instructional as well. Lots on the plate here before the evening's done, Brian.
All right, Craig, thank you. Hope you have a few more highlights to roll in tonight. Bottom of the order for Milwaukee, George Kottaras leads it off. Mahalam has gone 6 innings, just 2 runs. Hart with a 2-run homer, the second batter of the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, Paul Mahalam doing a nice job against Milwaukee tonight. First pitch, breaking pitches for strikes.
Kottaras, then Escobar, and then most likely Counsell off the bench. The Brewers have already used Joe England. Three-two on the way. Kottaras into the opposite field. Tabata makes a catch. Well, Paul Mahalam going along well. Let's check in with Mark Concannon.
BA, if Mahalam gets the victory tonight, it'll only be the 17th win by a Pirates starter this season. The relievers have recorded the Pirates' other 14 victories. And guys, certainly Mahalam has a shot at getting a W tonight.
You know, his numbers against the Brewers haven't been all that great, but he has pitched some very good games against Milwaukee, and a lot of them have come right here at Miller Park. But one thing or another, something happens late in the game, he'll give up 3 or 4 runs in 1 inning, or the bullpen will blow a save for him. But he is much better against the Brewers than his numbers will tell you.
A career ERA against Milwaukee, as you see his numbers tonight. 4.66 career earned run average. Nice play on Escobar. Boy, if that gets by Mahalam, Escobar's got a chance at a hit. Instead, the second out. 2 gone for the 9th spot in the batting order, and it's going to be Craig Counsell, and he'll get a big hand as he's announced.
Well, the Brewers bench already short with only 4 position players on the bench, but with Jonathan Lucroy, out with that thumb issue, I mean, they're even shorter on the bench. Only 1 left-hander left. That's Jim Edmonds, and it's questionable whether Lucroy is available tonight.
And Edmonds has not been completely healthy. Has a bit of an ankle or an Achilles injury. He's able to hit, but not able to run. Matter of fact, yesterday Edmonds did pinch hit. Reached base. Dave Bush pinch ran for him. It's one of the challenges in a National League setting with carrying 13 pitchers.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, you hate to have to run up 2 left-handed pinch hitters against Paul Mahalam. You'd like to have some right-handed options on the bench.
Ball and 2 strikes on Counsell. Got jammed a little bit. Cedeno makes a play, and Mahalam is dialed in. 3 up, 3 down. He is through 7 with the lead.
Game. I'm Kate Bilo for AccuWeather.com. Coverage begins tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. It'll be a lovely day and a lovely evening in Milwaukee. Mostly sunny and pleasant. First pitch temperature 81.
See, I like the way Kate Bilo goes with that. She says it's going to be pleasant tomorrow.
No, just like today.
Not just the weather. Maybe she's seeing something there. AccuWeather or crystal ball.
Editorializing a bit.
Yeah, I like that. Stay positive. Chris Capuano will pitch in a 4-2 Pirates lead as we head to the 8th inning.
Yeah, Capuano has been getting a few more opportunities. He's been used a lot more than he was early on. Of course, that doesn't take many opportunities, but his 8th appearance, an 0-1 record, a 4.66 ERA. Yeah, throwing strikes, limiting the walks. That's always the key to any relief pitcher. And a couple of left-handers due up. That's why he's in there.
Garrett Jones leads off for Pittsburgh. 0 for 3 tonight. A strikeout and 2 pop-ups.
Good job by Coffey, huh?
6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts for Coffey. An encouraging sign for Milwaukee. Been a battle for Todd.
Yes, it has.
That one is ripped to right. And that ball is off the wall. Jones is going to test the arm of Hart. Here comes a throw. And it's a little up the line. It's a double for Garrett Jones. Blisters one off the right field wall.
Yeah, didn't get that one where he wanted it, and Jones able to hammer it. Got to be careful with this guy. He's got pretty good power. 10 home runs. That cut fastball stayed middle in. Garrett Jones almost knocked it out of here. A little bit higher, would have been a home run.
Pedro Alvarez will hit. Kind of keeping an eye on Capuano's fastball. He said he felt like coming off that second Tommy John that was the last area that he was hoping for. A little more feet on his fastball, some velocity to come back. He's shown a little bit of that the last couple of games. He now consistently pitching in the upper 80s, 87, 88 miles an hour instead of 85 and 86.
That'll come with time. Well, Capuano never has been a pitcher that's relied on velocity. His changeup and the breaking pitch has been his bread and butter. Fastball has to be down and on the corners.
And he gets Alvarez to pop it up here. Casey McGee will call it, and he's got it for the first out. Giovanni Gallardo on the disabled list. First time All-Star this year. He will not pitch in the game, and he is due back, eligible to return on the 20th of July, and that'll be against the Pirates. Also, Roger Kaplinger is back as well, the Brewers athletic trainer.
Right, lost his dad. He's been out for about a week. Tough time for the Kaplinger family, but Roger's back and at it. Trying to get back to normal, always difficult.
Send our best out to Roger and his family on the passing of his father. Ryan Doumit, switch hitting catcher, who you'd rather hit from the right side. Doumit with a runner at second. Brewers must keep the Pirates at 4. Down the line, foul.
Yeah, Ryan Doumit hitting over 300 as a left-handed hitter, under 200 batting right-handed. That's why you see Capuano still in there.
5 of his 7 home runs as a left-handed hitter as well.
And this will probably be Cappy's last hitter.
Oh, good changeup. Say Capuano can be as effective against right-handed hitters as lefties with that pitch right there.
Changeup's always been a good pitch for Capuano. Look at the way that ball darts down and in. Very rarely do you see a changeup do that. There's that number we're talking about. That's why you see the left-hander in against Ryan Doman.
Ball and 2 strikes. Big hop for McGee. Out number 2. Joel Hanrahan is getting loose for Pittsburgh.
Lastings Milledge walking to home plate, waiting for Ken Maka to come out, but Maka has not made an appearance out of that dugout. He may elect to have Capuano face, but here he comes.
Maka just saying to Lastings Milledge, I'll manage here, you get in the box. That'd be kind of a Maka move, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I'm in charge.
I'm the one managing this thing. We'll take a break. We'll set up Cameron Lowe when we come back. New pitcher here for the Brewers with 2 outs and a runner at second. It's Cameron Lowe. And he will face Lastings Milledge, who homered back in the 4th inning.
A big important out to get right here. You don't want to fall behind by 3. Cameron Lowe, the big sinker. The curveball has been very good. Last pitched on Wednesday against San Francisco and threw a scoreless inning.
Milledge on the first pitch. It hits the umpire. It's into center field, and here comes Jones. He will score. Boy, talk about a bad break.
Now it hit the umpire, and now they got to go back to second base. It is a base hit. If the umpire gets hit before a fielder has a chance to make a play, the ball's dead. It'll be a single. Jones has to go back to second base.
It was a sure out as Weeks was right there. That was part of our instructional with Bruce Fleming once.
Yeah.
When the base umpires are on the inside position, the ball's dead. On the outside position,
it's alive.
It's in play.
Obviously hitting second base umpire Chris Guccione.
But instead of the inning being over here, Cedeno is going to get a chance at Cameron Lowe with 2 on.
Hard to get out of the way of that shot. And Milledge hit that one right on the nose. 2 hops. It's Guccione in the foot. Give Milledge a base hit, but no runners can advance.
Kind of been the way it's gone for the Brew Crew lately. All right, Cedeno. Tonight, Cedeno with a double and a run scored. He also stole a base. 1 for 3. He scored the first Pirate run. For a good part of the schedule, Cedeno was batting ninth for Pittsburgh. John Russell, when the Pirates began the year, had the pitcher batting eighth. Cedeno was in that 9 spot.
That never lasts long for most clubs.
Only Tony La Russa uses it on a regular basis. Two on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. Got him. Lowe strikes him out. Big strikeout to Lowe. Keeps the Pirates at 4. The Brewers are 2 down and running out of time here. 6 outs to work with. Top of the order coming up. This weekend. Corey Hart started it with a bang here tonight. A 2-run homer in the first inning, his 20th of the year. 2-0 Brewers until the Pirates got a run in the third inning. McCutchen with an RBI single scored Cedeno. Then Lastings Milledge homered in the fourth inning. Only his second home run of the year. Pirates added 2 in the fifth. It was McCutchen with a home run, and then Pedro Alvarez with a double and an RBI. Four to 2 Pittsburgh. Well, the Brewers finally get to the bullpen here as we go to the 8th inning. Joel Hanrahan is on to pitch in a double switch. Ricky Weeks takes strike 1.
Big guy gets a lot of work. You can see the earned run average, not too bad. It's under 4. 50 punch outs and just shy of 36 innings of work. And opponent batting average of 192. This guy's having a pretty good year. Throws hard with a power sink. The double switch. Ryan Church takes over in right, and he will lead off the 9th.
Ball and a strike on Weeks. 2-1. Holland goes 7 innings, gives up just 2 runs. He hit 3 batters, and he walked 2. But he's in line for the win.
He threw well. Did a nice job getting ahead of Brewer hitters with change-ups, curveballs, and sliders. Avoided the fastball when he had to.
This might be the best opportunity for the Brewers here. Top of their batting order, 8th inning. Pirates are hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to face Hart and Braun and Fielder. Fly ball to right, easy out for Church, 1 away. Well, Corey Hart, number 20, his last time up, or checked out in the first inning. Tied for second in the league. Joey Votto leads the league with 22. And Hart Put the Brewers on the board quickly here tonight. He was hit by a pitch his next time up. As you see his night tonight at the plate presented by Wendy's.
That thing about Corey Hart, I mean, you know, he's been hitting his home runs all over the diamond, down the left field line, all the way around to the right field line. That's why it's very difficult to defend him right now. He used to be a dead pull hitter. I mean, last year teams would play him to pull in the infield and the outfield, but they can't do that right now because he's spraying the ball all over the place. You can see both the infield and the outfield pretty much straight away.
Alvarez very deep at third base.
Actually, you have Andrew McCutchen shaded toward right just a little bit. That's probably because Hanrahan's out there throwing in the mid-90s. Mid to upper 90s, 97 on that last one.
What you meant by mid was upper. He reached back for a little extra that time.
The upper end of mid.
Oh, and then a nasty slider. Wow. 2-2 the count on Hart. That's a tough combination right there.
Yes.
Fastball at that velocity. 2-2. Hart swings and misses. He set him up perfectly, didn't he? That's just good pitching right there.
Yeah, gave him the fastball at 97 and back-to-back sliders. The first for a strike, the second off the plate. Now you're throwing that hard. Hitters have to commit early, and we could throw that slider like that. That's why you see the numbers that Hanrahan's been able to post this year.
Here is Prince. 2 outs in the inning. Pirates put the big shift on here for Fielder. He's been known to square to bunt in this kind of configuration and this kind of score.
Yeah, you need a base runner. A bloop and a blast ties it up. You get on first base and hopes that Ryan Braun hits one out of here. Why not? Be a good time for it.
Pirates have 3 infielders on the right side. And the third baseman Alvarez is near the bag at second.
And you roll one just barely into the outfield right now to left field. Prince might be able to get a double as far as Alvarez is from the line.
One and two on Fielder.
Well, certainly not a swing where he's thinking about going to left.
That wasn't his Cecil Cooper swing right there.
No.
The 1-2 pitch, and Fielder gets sawed off as he fouls it back.
Well, Prince only knows one way, and it's worked well for him.
Home run with 2 strikes.
I told you it works for him pretty well. Yeah, forget about that bunt down the line. Who was talking about that? You crazy? Power versus power. 97. And Prince able to get the head out. That was actually a slider. And just watch it fly. How far is it going to go? I thought that had a chance for the Dudek off the bat.
Yeah.
Came up just short.
It was high enough. It went right down the facing of that third deck. 3/4 of the way up into the bleachers. Braun pops it up. Foul territory. And the Pirates are out of the inning. But Prince Fielder goes deep. A majestic home run by the Home Run Derby champ from a year ago. doing more on defense. And Todd Coffey, a little stab against Ronnie Cedeno. 6 up and 6 down for Todd Coffey. Hot shot back to the mound. Even the pitchers playing a little defense here tonight. Doing some good plays defensively. Cameron Lowe is back out there. He is working the 9th inning. 4-3 Pittsburgh. Fielder brings the Brewers within 1. Ryan Church leading off. Then back to the top of the order. Lowe gave up a hit when he came into the game, but it was a hard hit ball right at an umpire and hit Guccione at second. Instead of an out, it was a hit. You see, now if the ball hits Guccione where he's standing now, it's not a dead ball. It's in play.
Yeah.
That's the difference. That's what we mean by being inside or the outside position.
Well, if it hits an umpire before a fielder has a chance to make a play on the ball, it is dead. It's interference by the umpire. You give him a base hit. Now, if there was first and second in that situation, the bases would have been loaded. Everybody gets to advance 1. But because first base was unoccupied, Jones had to stay at second base.
Broken bat by Church. At any rate, Lowe got through that situation and ended up striking out Ronnie Cedeno to win the inning with 2 on. So a good job by Lowe. Keeps the Pirates at 4, and the Brewers get a run in the bottom of the 8th. In order to have comeback wins, you have to have excellent mid to late relief, because that's the group of pitchers, you know, that are used when you're tied or when you're down. And you don't get a lot of comeback wins when that group is struggling.
And a lot of times also late in ball games, particularly the situation that the Brewers are in with the, and once you get to McGee, then you have the bottom half of the order. You'd like to be able to have a full complement of bench players that you can use as pinch hitters. The Brewers are kind of stuck in that spot right now. They really only have one. That's Edmonds. Jonathan Lucroy is also available, but I'm not sure if he can hit.
Andrew McCutchen, 2 hits tonight, 2 RBIs. Drove in a run in the 3rd inning, and then he homered in the 5th. Now McCutchen in the 5th inning to lead off. It was against Doug Davis, and he delivered one into the seats, actually off the facing of the restaurant out here. 8th home run of the year, has 26 RBIs now. Fielder wants it. Easy play. 2 gone.
Don't think Prince saw that one right away.
Now the Brewers are going to have to face Octavio Dotel, the Pirates closer. He is ready in the pen. He'll have Casey McGee to start it, then Gomez, then Kataris. Lowe trying to keep it at a 1-run deficit. Looks like he'll do it. McGee, good throw, and Casey will lead off. Brewers need a run to tie it, 2 to win it. Do they have some magic in them against the Pittsburgh Pirates? A little excitement back to Miller Park. Remember a couple of homestands late May and early June. You had the Ricky Weeks walk-off walk. Corey Hart then had the walk-off home run on May 28th. And then the next homestand, June 8th, it was Casey McGee, the former Cub, doing it against his old team. A walk-off single followed by a wild play against the Cubs. Counsell dropped the bunt down. Gomez never stopped. A throwing error by Xavier Nady, and it was 4 walk-offs in a 6-game stretch. Final at-bat wins for the Milwaukee Brewers, and they are in a position to do that here tonight, and it's something they have done quite often against the Pittsburgh Pirates over the last 4 years. But they're going to have to deal with Octavio Dotel, who's been pretty good out of the Pirates bullpen as a closer this year.
He has. He's converted 19 of 22 and 7 in a row. Dotel has saved each of the last 7 wins for the Pirates, and 10 of the last 11 wins for dating back to May 25th. So he's been on top of his game lately.
Dotel's name has been swirling among trade rumors by contenders. Casey taking a rip at it. He fouls it back. Well, you might see a few Pirates end up with contenders down the stretch, and there are a ton of teams. I can't think of a contending team who doesn't need bullpen help. Right. And Dotel is certainly one of those players that scouts are looking for, and there are a ton of scouts in the ballpark tonight. The 0-1 to McGee. Fouls it back. Got a breaking ball. It's 0-2.
Casey's had a couple of good swings on Dotel. One a fastball, one a slider. One swing of the bat, and the Brewers tie it up.
Dotel used to close for Ken Maka in Oakland. Matter of fact, that was his best year. He's got him from the Houston Astros in that 04 season. He saved 36 games that year, 22 of them for Maka's A's. Slow roller. Alvarez scoops it, fires it in time for the out. This guy Alvarez has been impressive defensively tonight.
Moves around well. He always seems to be under control. Able to make a nice play coming in and put something on the throw. Got a good arm. Soft hand, saw that tricky hop right at the end, and able to get a good throw off to first base.
It's a big man with good athleticism over there. Carlos Gomez. Not a bad idea. Ball and a strike on Gomez. It's been a while since Dotel was in the closer's role. You got to go back to the 07 season with Kansas City. So they set up role with the Braves and the White Sox most recently. On a hop, and Gomez goes right by him. Garrett Jones played that one on a hop, and Gomez, like a bolt of lightning, right by him to the bag. Man.
Well, Jones thought he could catch it in the air. That's why he ran so quickly toward home plate. If he waits back a little bit, doesn't run by the bag, I think he gets the out easily. But he thought he could get it in the air. Watch how quickly he's running in. He should stop. Stop about even with the bag, play it on one hop, and get the out easily at first base. Good job by Gomez.
Yeah. You know, there are plenty of fast runners in the big leagues, but that is a different kind of speed, and it surprised Garrett Jones.
It puts the pressure on you. You know a guy's coming that fast. You try and make a play, and You rush yourself, and those mistakes happen.
So here's George Kottaras. A home run wins it. He's hit 6 this year. Gomez takes off, and Domit's throw is high, and it's into center field. And Gomez on his way to third. A stolen base and an error. And Rock told you earlier about the throwing troubles of Ryan Domit behind the plate, and the Brewers cash in on it here in the 9th.
Yeah, that throw not even close. Ronnie Cedeno, no chance. Look how high this baseball is. He tries to go up, and Carlos Gomez up on his feet and on his way to third base. Makes it easily. Well, now the Pirates have to bring their infield in.
Won't take much to get Gomez home. Fly ball will do. Plenty of opportunities to score a run with an out. But Kottaras would love to keep the inning going here. He represents the potential winning run, George Kottaras. Big spot for him. The 2-0. On the corner, he threw him a slider on the back door, and it's a strike.
Good pitch right on the outside corner.
Mahalam, it's his game to win. Kottaras down the line. Foul ball. Gomez scores. George on his way to second. Now on his way to third. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. It's a triple for Kottaras. And we are tied at 4.
Well, not sure what happened with Ryan Church down in the corner, but it seemed like he was disappeared in that corner for a long, long time. And George able to get all the way around to third base. Look how fired up Gomez is. That's a way to get the things going. Well, fastball middle in. He rips it down the line. And with the infield in, no chance. No chance for Jones to knock it down. Ryan Church took a while to get down into that corner, and because of that.
Oh, it skips away. Here comes Kottaras. The throw, the slide. He is out at home.
Oh, boy.
The potential winning run is cut down at the plate. Got away from Domit. He recovers quickly to get the out.
Well, already tired from the triple. You can see him hesitate. Once you hesitate right there, stay at third base. And not even close at home plate. Didn't get away far. If it goes all the way back to the backstop, you're all right. But if you get a bad break off of third base, stay put.
Second out of the inning. That one hurts. The game is tied. Escobar trying to get it started all over again.
A little bit of fatigue, perhaps, involved in that sprint to home plate. Not sure how many triples George Kottaras has had. But it takes it out of you.
2 balls and a strike. Well, the Brewers sitting there with a runner at third and 1 out. The infield was in.
Well, what are you thinking if you're Paul Mahalam once again? Pitched well against the Brewers, nothing to show for it.
Staring at a win. Dotel gives it up. He blows the save. 2-2 on Escobar.
That bullpen comes in, a home run from Prince off of Hanrahan, and now a couple of base hits ties it up.
Edmonds will hit next. Escobar trying to give him a shot here. And down he goes. So the inning is over. The good, the Brewers tied it. The bad, the potential winning run cut down. Kottaras evens the score at 4 as we head to the 10th. Season long, Jack's Link's Beef Jerky. Feed your wild side. Well, an exciting ninth. The Brewers do tie it. Gomez with a bunt single. He stole second. He went to third on an error. He scored on Kataris' triple.
His first in the big leagues.
And the piano on his back after that triple. He got cut down at home plate.
Slowed him down a bit. Needed Gomez over there again.
Well, those two do get it tied. Gomez and Kataris. And considering how tough it has been for the Brewers to score runs with runners in scoring position, you'll take it. John Axford will have the 10th.
Well, the X-Man 9 for 9 in save opportunities. Ken Maka hoping that his closer can pitch a scoreless 10th. And then the Brewers come back and get a run, get Axford to win. He's 3-1.
His last 2 wins have come in situations just like this. He's entered a game in a tie game, either in the 9th or in extra innings. And a base hit. So Neil Walker starts it with a single. Leadoff hit for the Pirates 3-hole hitter. And Garrett Jones will bat. Big home run hitter here, Garrett Jones. Doubled his last time up. He ripped one off the right field wall. The 7th extra inning game the Brewers have played this year. 3-3 this season.
Pirates 3-2 in extra inning ball games. This is their 6th.
Pirates beat the Brewers in extra innings back in April in 14 innings, as a matter of fact. Axford's only play is first and just did get the out. He threw that across the baseline and fielder snags it just before Jones runs into him. Well, the wins, especially when you're in this role, have usually been wild ones. Walk-off walk. We showed you most of these. Had the walk by Weeks, the base hit by McGee, and then that sacrifice bunt and the error against the Cubs on that council bunt when Gomez scored. So that's where all 3 of Axford's wins have come. Hope you put a 4th one on that board. 1 out. Pirates have a runner at second. Alvarez takes a strike.
And a good breaking pitch. That's been a good pitch for John Axford since he's come up. I think he's getting more confidence in that pitch every time he goes out there.
Worked a scoreless inning on Wednesday against the Giants. That skips away from Kataris. And all of a sudden the Pirates have the go-ahead run at third base on a swinging strike by Alvarez.
And breaking ball down in the dirt. George was able to get over it, but didn't keep the glove down between the legs and scooted right between them. He's got to shift over. Just doesn't do it. Goes right through the 5-hole. Got to keep the glove down. Natural tendency is to bring it up. You really have to force yourself to keep that glove down.
That's a big play. Infield is in, and a ball just inside. Two rookies going at it here. Axford against Alvarez. Never faced each other. 1-2. Hangs tough. Wild pitch brings the infield in. Opens up some holes for Alvarez. Axford could use a strikeout. And he got one. Alvarez went up the ladder. He chased one. 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and it's out number 2 for Axford.
Yeah, not many hitters are going to be able to even get a piece of a pitch up this high. Literally neck high at 96 miles an hour. And blew it right by him.
That's pretty much a decision made before the pitch, is it not? I'm swinging.
Yeah.
2 outs.
And even then, you can't catch up to that. He just throw it too hard.
Yep. This is the last guy the Brewers want to see at the plate in a tie game. Ryan Doumit. Not that guy. He's okay. This guy. Powder River, 97 miles an hour. 0-2 the count on Doumit. He hit home runs in back-to-back games. One was a game winner, the other a game tire. Crowd on its feet.
Trying to stay in on his hands and not allow him to get anything out over the plate. You got to be careful with a breaking ball here. You don't want to hang it. Doumit might run into one. And you don't want to bounce it in the dirt because George was ready to let one get by.
Did he go? They'll ask. No, he didn't, says Tim Cheetah. Checks his swing, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Looks like he held up.
The 1-2 pitch, and he got it on a strike. Breaking ball from Axford. Bottom of the 10th, and Prince Fielder hit the home run that brought the Crew within 1. That was with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Number 19 for Prince, and then in the 9th, Gomez pushed a bunt for a base hit. He just blew right past Garrett Jones. And then he took off. He ended up at third base with a stolen base and a throwing error by Doumit. The next man up was Kataris. And George delivered one. A triple down the right field line, his first career triple. Tied it up at 4. So here we are as we head to the bottom of the 10th. Evan Meek is going to pitch for the Pirates. He is their lone all-star representative. And he is a flamethrower, and he'll face Jim Edmonds to start this inning.
Look at those numbers. I mean, just eye-popping numbers for Evan Meek. 39 appearances, an ERA under 1. And 44 punch-outs in 48 innings, and he's only allowed 2 home runs.
It used to be only closers and starters made the all-star team from the mound. But a setup man is headed to Anaheim. Edmonds pinch hitting for Axford. Top of the order is next. Ricky Weeks. And potentially Corey Hart. As Edmonds strikes one to center field. A base hit.
Not running very well is Jim Edmonds. They're probably going to get a pinch runner. It's usually been Dave Bush. And here comes Bushy, a nice quick stroke. Leadoff base runner, so the Brewers pinch hitting core continues to do a nice job this year. Now 1 for 3 tonight.
And just like yesterday, Edmonds lifted for a pinch runner. Edmonds has a bit of an Achilles issue. Bush will run for him. Representing the winning run. Bush, one of the Brewers' starting pitchers. And good instincts on the bases. He's a guy that he was a position player in college, so he's the best option available for Ken Maka.
Home plate umpire Tim Timmons went over to John Russell. I think what happened was on the official lineup card, Dave Bush wasn't listed. He kind of, as he walked back to home plate, he gave the, the scribbling sign on his hand saying you didn't have him on the list. Oversight. I guess he got away with it.
Weeks takes a strike. It's possible that it couldn't have ended up on Russell's card somehow. You never know. Bush is on the active roster. The only one that counts is the home plate umpire. That's the lineup card that matters.
But a lot of times you don't list your starting pitchers on an everyday, lineup every day. I mean, it's the position players, your bullpen guys. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but apparently Tim Timmons is a stickler for the rules. Just went over there to mention to John Russell, this guy's okay. He's not on the list, but he's all right.
It's like the eligible lineman, right?
Right.
Tackle eligible. Dave Bush is now eligible. Maka said it doesn't matter. What he wants more than anything is to see Dave Bush step on the pay station here as the winning run. Ball and a strike to Weeks. Big cut, 1-2.
Yeah, just nice and easy delivery from Evan Meek. There's not a lot of movement. It doesn't look like it sinks a whole lot. Just a big time four-seam fastball, about 94, 95 miles an hour.
That's the easy cheese he throws.
Yeah, deceiving. You don't expect it to be that hard with his delivery.
We've seen him as high as 98 miles an hour before. Bouncing ball. Cedeno bobbles to second. They get the out. And Weeks at first on a fielder's choice. 6-4 put out. Here comes Corey Hart. Hart in the first inning. Number 20 of the year. Put the Brewers on the board against Paul Maholm. 2-run home run. Talk about an easy swing. He delivered a long home run.
Well, just jumping off that bat. Yeah, you wonder if Ricky Weeks is going to steal a base here. I mean, you got a couple of home run hitters coming up, but you'd love to have Ricky in scoring position. And You know, Ryan Doman's been having a rough time this year throwing out base runners. Why not take off?
Take a chance.
You got to be aggressive when you've been struggling like the Brewers have, scoring runs. Make something happen. You never know. They're trying to freeze both Corey Hart and Ricky Weeks. Trying to get into both their heads.
Both Hart and Fielder have homered in this game. Down in the dirt. Good block that time by Doman.
He's got that leg kick, very deliberate leg kick, which makes it tough on a catcher. Base stealer can get a pretty good jump when you're that slow to home plate.
See if Ricky wants to take a chance. It'd be a big steal if he can get there. All tied at 4 here in the 10th.
And he's got plenty of. He's got a good lead. He got back easily. He can get an extra half step.
Well, you know the Pirates are thinking about it with all of the activity called for the dugout here. The step-offs, the holds, the throws to first. You hear managers sometimes say, heck, if they're that worried about it, we might try to run here. Doman has already committed an error in this game behind the plate. He threw one into center field last inning.
And the more attention you spend on that runner, the less attention you're focusing on the hitter.
Another throw to first. The Brewers are just happy they're booing somebody else. Ricky stays put, and Hart with a swing and a miss, and Meek dialed it up a little bit that time. 96 miles an hour.
Yeah, the angry fastball that time.
Evan Meek headed to the All-Star game. These two will be teammates next Tuesday at Anaheim. Meek and Hart. You can see Meek talking to himself a little bit. Weeks takes off. Hart's going to let him run. The throw to second, and it is not in time. Weeks steals the base.
Boy, had a nice lead and a good jump. The throw short hop second base. I think if the throws all the way in the air, they get Ricky. But a good slide, head first slide, stays on the bag, and now he's in scoring position with one out. And Ryan Doman having an awful time throwing out base runners.
Number 6 for Weeks. It's a big steal. Now the potential winning run in scoring position. Ricky has good speed at second. Should score on a base hit. And Hart takes a strike, a bender. 2 stolen bases in the last 2 innings. Gomez stole second in the 9th. He scored the tying run. Now Weeks steals second. Doman just 5 for 57 throwing on base runners this year. Two and 2. Off the end of the bat, that one is headed to the seats.
A lot of breaking balls to Corey in this at bat. He threw the 196 mile an hour fastball. The rest of them sliders.
Hart's home run back in the first. His 20th. He's tied for second in the National League. Joey Votto, the league leader, with 22. The 2-2, and Hart waves and misses. Sweeping breaking ball from Evan Meek. And that's the second out of the inning. And we'll see what the Pirates do with Prince Fielder.
I gotta believe they're gonna walk Prince. There's that slider. He threw a lot of them to Corey Hart. And Corey chased that one. Can't imagine that they would pitch to Prince.
Well, Ryan Braun is on deck. Maka flip-flopping Fielder and Braun in the lineup with the left-handed starter Mahalan. And it's going to be Braun who will get the chance to win it.
And that Brawny's due. And you got to believe this is something that'll fire a hitter up, particularly the caliber of a hitter like Ryan Braun. Get a little extra incentive, not that you need it.
So there's the fourth one. Fielder, the intentional walk. And here comes Braun with an all-star pedigree. A meaty guy that jumps out at you with his career stats, but he's been a struggling hitter lately.
Well, nothing like a situation like this to snap you right back out of it.
Braun had a base hit in the sixth inning. It snapped him out of an 0 for 19 slump at the plate. Of all the home runs hit, as Joe Kerrigan visits with Meek, of all the home runs hit here at Miller Park, since it opened, one of the most famous is Ryan Braun's grand slam, the final week of the year against the Pirates and Jesse Chavez. And then there's been some beanball activity between the Pirates and Ryan Braun throughout the years. Knocked him out, put him on the disabled list a couple of years ago. There's Jeff Karstens. So there's some history between the Buccos and Braun. He's got a chance to add one more stake to it. Potential winning run at second. 2 on, 2 out. In the right, well hit. Back is Church, and it's over his head. And Weeks will score. The Brewers win it. A game-winning double by Ryan Braun. 5-4, Milwaukee.
How about Brawny, huh? First pitch slider to Ryan Braun, and that's the Ryan Braun swing of old. That's what we remember about Ryan Braun. Huge base hits. Another one here tonight. Behind late in the game, 4-2, able to score single runs in the last 3 innings, and that's got to feel good for Ryan Braun. Good ball game here at Miller Park.
A much-needed win for Milwaukee. They had dropped 5 in a row. Morale was down, but they come back with a big win on the Pirates. It's a game winner for Ryan Braun. And a 5-4 victory in front of nearly 28,000 here at Miller Park. The Brewers win the opener of this series, as Braun takes fellow National League All-Star Evan Meek to the opposite field and blisters one off the right field wall.
A hanging slider. I mean, that's not where he wanted it. He wanted that slider they threw to Corey Hart, but he left it up, and Ryan Braun made him pay, taking it to the opposite field and ending this one here at Miller Park in 10 innings.
Well, let's check in with tonight's game winner, Ryan Braun. We send it down to Mark.
Hey, thanks. And Ryan, after the week you guys have had here, how does it feel?
Everyone feels good. You know, I think tonight we really battled back. Obviously, we haven't been playing good baseball. It starts with me. I've been terrible, so it feels good to contribute to a win.
Walk us through the last at-bat.
It happened pretty quick. I think it was an off-speed pitch. I've just been trying to stay inside of the ball, stay on the ball a little bit longer, and I hit it hard. And, Ricky and Prince have done a great job getting on base.
Facing Meek, this guy's an all-star. He's a flamethrower. What does this do for your confidence?
My confidence is never an issue. You know, I think my swings have been the biggest issue. I really believe that I'm far too good to have ever gone through a stretch like this, but hopefully this is something that gets me out of it.
2 more games to go in the homestand. I know you guys want to finish strong and finish the first half with a couple more wins.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is just to come out tomorrow and find a way to win tomorrow. You know, we can't look ahead too much, but, obviously you want to end the first half on a good note.
Ryan, thanks. Congratulations.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, Craig, back to you.
All right, Mark, how about that for a way to start Brewers Live, presented by Lincoln Mercury? I have so much more to come. Mark's not done in that Brewer clubhouse. The Brewers celebrate ending a 5-game losing streak. Their dominance over the Pittsburgh Pirates continues. Just what the doctor ordered. We'll fill out that prescription.